Welcome to a new video. In this video I want to show you how you can mix pigment into varnish. Earlier we used to first do the pigmenting with a water-based dye like this one, and now I want to try to mix this directly into the varnish and see what happens. We could say it's about mixing oil and water. And why would I do that? Because it would give me one less operation to do, and it will be, for you who are not professionals, one less thing that you can mess up. Okay, so you have a greater chance of success, and that's why we do it this way now. And how are we going to do it? The clue here is to use an emulsifier. I asked my friend who is a chemist, and he said, well, you need to use an emulsifier. And he suggested some ordinary household items that I could use to be able to mix the water-based color dye with the oil or urethane-based varnish. And his first suggestion was to use one of these taps for dishwashing machines. So what I did here, and which worked pretty well, is that I took 1 liter of water and I solved one of those tablets into the water, warm water, mixed it well, shook it well to make sure that everything is solved in the water. And that is my base for mixing the color pigment now. So you may do this slightly differently than I do, but I did some counting here just to make sure that you have at least one recipe that will work. This is 1 liter of oil-based varnish. Actually, they call it oil and urethane-based. It's probably mix. And I poured out 100 milliliters of varnish to make space in the box for the color. So first I'm gonna take this, and that is my emulsifier. It's water mixed with the dishwashing tablet. And I'm gonna use one of these regardless what it says on the pigment. I'm gonna use one of these, and I'm solving it in this watery emulsifier. I've been doing this technique a couple of times myself. In the background here you can see one of my latest kayaks. It's an old kayak that I reskinned, and it's the Carl Johan Brun color that you can choose from my palette of colors, and it became really nice. And also I have in my last class I let the people in the class do the same thing. They would mix the color directly into the varnish. Now I have mixed my water and my color and my emulsifier, and it's always a good idea to use a little bit of white spirit with the varnish. So I have poured up here 75 milliliters. So when I mix these two now, that gives me 100 milliliters of color and white spirit, and then I mix that directly into the varnish. It seems like I got all the color in there, which is fine. And I just put the lid on and I shake it. Another trick that I recently found out was the temperature, because I often work in cold temperatures. And what you want is to have the varnish and the color penetrate the skin completely. So I found out if I could put this in a water bath and make it warm before I start applying, gives me a better result. So we open the lid. I got a brush here. And it seems like the color have been mixed quite well. I don't know if it's possible to see, but I took a little sample, a piece of kayak skin on a frame. And as you can see here, it gives me a nice and very even coloring. And now I just let this stay here for a second, and we will see if it penetrates the fabric well. The test is usually if you can put your fingers on the back. This is the front, this is the outside of the kayak. And if you put your fingers on the back and you get varnish on your fingers, that's a good sign. Definitely varnish on my fingers. So now I can just leave this to dry, and then I will put it on my varnish here on my next kayak.